Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Unlock English podcast.
Hi, friends. We are really happy you are spending some time with us.
I am Alex.
And I'm Julia. If this is your first time here, we create slow, simple conversations to help you practice real-life English.
So if you want more natural listening practice, make sure you follow the podcast or subscribe to the channel.
Today's topic is incredibly practical.
Yes, something every single person on the planet deals with.
Daily problems.
Exactly. The little things that go wrong every day and how to describe them clearly in English.
So, Alex, how are you this evening?
I am okay now, but my evening started a bit chaotic.
Oh, what went wrong?
Nothing huge, but a few small things, one after another.
What was the first thing?
I lost track of time and left almost an hour late.
Ah, that already puts you behind.
I wanted to heat up some food quickly, but my microwave suddenly stopped working.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, it just turned off and would not start again.
That is so annoying. When you're hungry, anything that slows you down feels 10 times worse.
Right, and of course, I burned the rice a little.
Burn the food, open the windows, and try not to set off the smoke alarm.
Exactly. I was standing there thinking, okay, tonight's going to be interesting.
My early evening had a small problem too. I realized my laptop battery was almost dead.
Ouch, that really hurts.
I had forgotten my charger at home, and all the nearby outlets were already being used.
Did you manage to find a solution?
I wrote some notes by hand in my notebook.
At least you adapted. Sometimes these small problems push us to be a bit more creative.
Exactly. My internet at home was very unstable. The video kept freezing.
That drives me crazy. Technology problems can change your whole mood.
I reconnected 3 times and I still missed part of the lesson.
I spilled juice all over my notebook. The pages were wet and sticky.
That kind of thing always seems to happen when you're already busy.
I went to a grocery shop and I realized at the checkout that my bank card was still at home.
Oh no, that's so uncomfortable.
Luckily, I had a little cash folded in my phone case.
One time, I left my whole bag at home. I had to go back on the tram with nothing.
That is so inconvenient, but it's kind of funny later.
The copy copier jammed while I was trying to scan some documents.
Oh no, did it take long to fix?
Yes, I had to ask the librarian for help, and we tried 3 times before it finally worked. It took almost 15 minutes.
That is really stressful when you are watching the time.
Exactly. And after that, I wanted to finish a small project for my evening class, but I could not find the latest version of the file on my USB drive.
Ah, the horror of missing files. Where was it?
It turned out I had saved it on my other laptop at home, so I had to redo part of it from memory.
That feels terrible. It's like doing the same work twice.
Yes, and then my email app started giving me error messages. Some messages would not send, and I had to copy and paste them into a different app.
Emails can really become a headache sometimes.
Definitely. How did your team meeting go after your colleague finally arrived?
It was okay in the end. We covered the main topics, but we lost about half an hour. Still, we managed to make decisions.
That's good. I had a similar feeling. I finished my project even though I had to redo part of it. It felt like a small win.
Those small wins are important. They balance out the problems.
Exactly. After leaving the library, I had a minor issue on my way to an evening get-together. the tram stopped between stations and did not move for a while.
Oh, I really dislike that. Did you have to wait long?
Around 18 minutes. It wasn't terrible, but I was tired and just wanted to sit on my sofa.
I know that feeling. Last week, when I was cycling home from the community center, my bike chain slipped off. I had to stop on the side of the road and fix it.
Oh no, were you okay?
Yeah, I was fine. Just a bit dirty and annoyed. I put on some music on my phone afterward to calm down while I walked the rest of the way.
Good idea. I listened to an audiobook on the tram. It helped me relax and forget the delay.
Those small coping tools really help us get through daily problems.
Absolutely. And when we finally arrive home, we can slow down, breathe, and think about how to make the next day smoother.
I like to make a short list for the next day before bed. It makes me feel more prepared and less stressed.
I do something similar. I write down just 3 priority tasks. It keeps my mind clear.
So, even though we had late colleagues, technical issues, and travel delays, we still made it through the day.
Exactly. A bit of patience and basic planning can turn a problem-filled day into a productive one.
And talking about it like this reduces the feeling of being overwhelmed.
I agree. When we look back and see what went wrong and what we learned, we improve our problem-solving skills.
Each small problem teaches us something: patience, organization, flexibility.
And next time, we're a little bit better prepared for similar situations.
So, let's keep practicing how to talk about our daily problems. It's good language practice and good life practice.
And our listeners can do the same. Talk about your small problems in English and notice how it helps you think more clearly.
Sharing problems, understanding them, and finding solutions, that's a full learning cycle.
Julia, let's talk about one very common daily problem: miscommunication. Did anything like that happen to you recently?
Oh, yes. Yesterday afternoon, a colleague misunderstood a message I sent. She thought a task was for next week, but actually it needed to be done that evening.
Oh, that can create a lot of pressure. What did you do?
I quickly sent a voice message and then called her to explain the situation. It was okay in the end, but my heart was racing.
I know that feeling. I had a similar issue with a student. She misread the date of our lesson and thought it was canceled, so she was upset.
Miscommunication is tricky because one small mistake can feel like a big problem.
Exactly. That's why I now read important messages twice before sending them. It saves me from a lot of stress.
That's smart. I've started doing something similar. I add the deadline in bold or write it in very clear language.
And often, miscommunication happens simply because people are busy, distracted, or tired.
True. So staying calm and clarifying quickly is really important.
Definitely. Another daily problem I faced this week was having too many things happening at the same time.
Multitasking can be very challenging. Did you do anything to manage it?
Yes, I wrote a short to-do list and marked what was truly urgent. I did those things first.
That's a good strategy. Sometimes it's better to focus on one important thing instead of trying to do 5 things badly.
Exactly. And what about small everyday problems, like losing things?
That happened to me 2 days ago. I couldn't find my bus pass. I looked for about 12 minutes before I finally found it in my jacket pocket.
I hate that. I misplaced my reading glasses at the language center and walked around checking every table.
These little things feel huge when we're already tired or worried.
Very true. One thing I've learned is to pause, breathe, and then search slowly instead of panicking.
That's good advice. When I'm calm, I remember better where I left things.
And sometimes just talking to someone helps. Saying the problem out loud makes it less heavy.
Absolutely. It's like organizing your thoughts in real time.
Exactly. And in daily life, many problems repeat. Traffic, late messages, miscommunication, lost items.
So, having simple strategies is important. Plan ahead where possible, stay calm, and decide what needs your attention first.
And don't forget small rewards. After a stressful day, giving yourself a tiny treat can really lift your mood.
I agree. It can be something simple like a cup of herbal tea, a short walk, or 10 minutes of your favorite series.
Yes, small things can change how the whole day feels.
Today, we covered miscommunication, multitasking, misplaced items, and everyday stress.
Our listeners can try these ideas in their own daily routines.
Practice your English. Use clear, short sentences such as, "My colleague misunderstood my message," or "I couldn't find my wallet."
Perfect. Then add another sentence like, "I fixed it by calling her," or "I solved it by checking all my pockets slowly."
This way, you practice English and improve your problem-solving skills.
Daily problems are part of life, but handling them calmly makes everything easier.
And talking about them helps you feel less alone and more confident.
Julia, I also want to talk about unexpected problems, the ones that suddenly appear and change our plans.
For example, my internet connection stopped working right in the middle of an important video call last week.
Oh no, that's so frustrating. What did you do?
I quickly turned on the hotspot on my phone and joined again. It worked, but the picture was a bit blurry and it kept freezing.
I had something similar when I was cooking a new dish last Sunday. Halfway through, I realized I didn't have 2 important ingredients.
Did you go to the shop or change the recipe?
I improvised with what I had at home. It tasted okay, just different from the original idea.
Being flexible is really important. Not everything will go exactly according to plan.
Exactly. Another unexpected problem for me is transportation. The metro or tram can be delayed and it changes my whole evening.
True. Yesterday, the metro I was on stopped due to a technical problem. We just waited inside the carriage for a while.
That's stressful, especially when you have an appointment.
I sent a quick message to say I might be a bit late. That made me feel slightly less stressed.
Communicating clearly when there's a delay really helps.
Sometimes unexpected problems are small but still annoying, like knocking over a cup of coffee or accidentally deleting a file.
Yes, dropping tea on my planner today, some of my notes were blurred and I had to rewrite them.
Often, our attitude is the most important part.
Exactly. If we stay calm, half of the problem already feels lighter.
I agree. We sometimes worry about things that might happen, not about problems that are really there.
I sometimes imagine the worst situation in my head. Then I remind myself that most problems have simple, practical solutions.
If something feels big, divide it into small steps.
I do that when I have many tasks in one evening. I write first this, then that, and I feel more in control.
And remember, it's completely okay to ask for help.
We hope our listeners will try to talk about their daily challenges in English, even in simple sentences.
Stay patient with yourself. Small steps every day lead to big improvement over time.
It is time to wrap everything up and review what we learned about talking about daily problems.
For explaining a problem, you can say, "I had trouble with," or "I could not do it because."
For expressing feelings, we used words like annoyed, stressed, tired, relieved, and happy.
For solutions, we practiced phrases like, "I asked someone to help me," "I took a short break," and "I solved it by."
Confidence and clear communication are more important than perfect grammar.
Now, let us review key vocabulary. Problem, a situation that is difficult.
Solution, the way you fix or improve a problem.
Annoyed, feeling a little angry or bothered.
Stressed, feeling strong pressure or worry.
Relieved, feeling relaxed after a problem is solved.
Organize, to arrange things in a clear way.
Unexpected, something that happens suddenly.
Repeat, when something happens again and again.
Plan, to decide what you will do later.
Manage, to handle or deal with something successfully.
Keep practicing, stay patient. Every challenge is a chance to unlock more English.
Thank you for spending your time with us. We will see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Keep smiling and keep practicing.